Subscribe, you fuck! Hey guys, so our new show Dragon Ball just came out, Dragon Ball Daima. It already gained a lot of traction for having similar concept of Dragon Ball GT, where the character goes back to being their childhood self. It goes without saying that people throughout different platforms express their annoyance, disbelief and confusion, which it can be understandable. I've watched a few videos explaining how some felt betrayed, especially in GT since it just regrets the character and its blood's childhood self. That it isn't the next evolution or the progression of the story like Moro or Dragon Ball Superhero. But I think that a lot of people seem to miss the point of this brand new series and how it can be actually phenomenal. So if you already made your decision to disagree with me, first of all, breathe in, listen to what I have to say, and then, well, we will see if you still disagree. And if you write an idiot comment that clearly show you haven't watched my video, like something like this, I will timestamp this exact part of this video right like there. So let me give you a few reasons why this new series could be phenomenal. First of all, it's experimental. The biggest complaint is that it's not adapting more art, that it would be so simple to just adapt that, right? Well, isn't that the point? It didn't try to just adapt Moro arc. Think about it. Dragon Ball is the biggest anime, if not franchise, that is applauded and well known and beloved. No matter what they make, they will get the attention of Dragon Ball fans, and it's almost guaranteed that it will please at least a few thousand across the world. Like, let's take a look at Super Dragon Ball Hero. It's a series that some Dragon Ball fans watch. It's a show with a lot of fan service, no logic whatsoever or coherence, and just transformation after transformation of bullshit power up that a 13-year-old would wrote in his free time. Still, it's very well animated sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's dumb, it really is. But I kinda like it for that. You see my point? So it's kinda easy to do good with Dragon Ball. Not that I'm trying to take away the credit of some of the writer. But then why not take risk? Just doing another arc with a villain that is stronger than ever before while they have to unlock a new form to defeat him is kinda done to death. And please, Dragon Ball fan, don't be like Pokemon fan or Call of Duty fan or FIFA and Madden fan that contempt themselves with just less because, oh, it's a working formula. You guys deserve better. Everyone deserves better. Like, let's take a look at Dragon Ball Superhero. Dragon Ball Superhero tried a whole new style of animation that some studio wouldn't even risk, just because some people would refuse to watch a 3D anime. And look at the people that are praising it now. It's awesome. So you have to give them credit for that. They don't just limit themselves to safe bets, but try new stuff to reinvigorate. 2. Speaking of new stuff, you might say, well, it has the same concept that GT has, so it's not much of a new territory or groundbreaking. Well, what if I tell you that it's impossible for this series to end up like GT because GT was unplanned and unprepared? Well, not completely, right? Originally the show was about to capture the essence of the OG Dragon Ball. You know, the funny, silly adventure Goku and Bulma had while searching for the Dragon Ball, and to stop the Demon King Piccolo. Along the way, they realized they failed to capture the essence of the original Dragon Ball. They decided to focus more on the story in a similar vibe than Z, in which the story is more combat focused with darker tone, story, bigger stake, and new transformation. After that, GT got better, but it was still too late. Its reputation was solid. Also, the villain weren't on par compared to Vegeta, Frieza, Cell, or Buu. So, Daima, compared to GT, already know what it's doing and will commit to it since the story has been worked on for a few years and is completely written and not improvised. Which is a good sign because it means they had to supervise the story a few times to be sure everyone is happy with it before starting to animate it. So already they won't fail like GT did. Maybe they can fail, but never like GT. 3. It's apparently set before Battle of God. That means no Ultra Instinct, no God form, no Beerus or Whis. None of that bullshit. Personally, I'm kinda happy because the whole stitch about Whis enjoying the food a little too much and Beerus always saying that he's sleepy is kinda starting to get cringe. So a little break from them is nice. It also seems to be focusing on Goku and their Supreme Kai, which it could be interesting. The character Supreme Kai got introduced in the Buu saga and then slowly turned to a background character as a more jokey character. If you look back, his first impression was kinda creepy and odd. He had like a vicious smile and it was interesting. I'm 100% sure they won't bring him back like that. I'm just saying that he was cool once, he can be cool again. Also, since I heard a few times that people really prefer the OG Dragon Ball over Z, well, for those fans, it could be finally what they were looking for. I don't know if there will be transformation, but it seemed to go back to its martial art root. So if you were missing the OG Dragon Ball, or didn't quite experience back then with other fans, well, think of it as a story you haven't seen but with new cast. So it could be a fun adventure that you get to enjoy with friends and family. Akira Toriyama is apparently deeply involved in this series idea, stories, and character design, which I feel Toei Animation keeps saying it in every movie. Like, hey guys, in this movie he's even more involved than before. Like, at this point, tell me how involved he is, right? And what is he contributing them? But this time, at least we know he's involved in those three departments: story, series idea, and character design. Now, it doesn't seem much to you, but it isn't the first time it took an idea from somewhere else and tried to put its own spin on it. Take an example of Dragon Ball Broly. Technically it's old territory, Broly isn't a new character at all, but Akira wanted to take this character and put his own approach on it, with his own spin on the character, while at the same time respecting its original story. Not only that, he adapted Gogeta and the story of Bardock. Well, not all the story of Bardock, but he made his own story on Bardock. Granted, I like the original, you know, the Broly and his design, whatnot. But I think Akira's approach on those characters miles better than the original. Except Gogeta. He's cool in Broly, right? But in Fusion Reborn, he's just cold, man. He goes hard as fuck. Like, he's stone cold and his music. God damn! Fucking Anyway, what I wanted to say is that it isn't anyone. It's Akira that wanted to write a new story. A new story about young Goku, an adventure he needed to tell. Remember that this guy is the same guy that wanted to stop writing Dragon Ball if they didn't let him age up Goku. So he knew what it meant to make him younger again. And he did it in that story. That means something. That means that this story of young Goku needed to be told. That he wanted this story to be told. That he wanted it to be a story worthy to celebrate Dragon Ball upcoming 40 years anniversary. So just giving up on it just seemed like a damn shame. Especially since recently he seemed to have so much fun writing Dragon Ball again. So I hope I change your opinion and heighten your expectation for this new Dragon Ball series. Now normally I would be the pessimistic one, but I feel people are giving up way too quickly just because of the concept. Especially since they're not adapting Moro and they won't shut up about it. Which the manga is kinda good, so you know, just read it. Stop saying, oh, adapt the Moro arc. Like, shut the fuck up, just read it. So I wanted to explain to people how much potential it has and why this could be incredible since there's so much reason for it to be good and to suck. Anyway, leave a like if you like this video, subscribe to not forget the channel, and until we see each other again, have a good day.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Too many things going on, I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping